Hello. Let me just let's see. Why not we put it in. Um. Okay, just give me one more minute. I will be ready. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know via chat. Okay, and I look like a mess. Sorry, my hair is like all crazy and a mess. So, what people don't realize is that for a few months, they have been talking about not getting people back to work. They're talking about labor shortages. Can you hear me now? Let me think. Okay. Let me show you. So literally 2 days ago, we've seen concern trolling articles like this one speaking about labor shortages. See? But that is not reality. You see, the labor shortage is absolutely not a reality. What they actually mean is that they cannot get workers to come for such low wages. So let's look at the other thing that's been going around in the bourgeoisie press, American bad newspapers. It is the fact that 12 hours ago, 3 weeks ago, let me just show you this. Hold on. Okay, this is actually in NPR itself. Hi, Mango Neil. So what we see is that full-time minimum wage workers cannot afford rent anywhere in the country. We've known this for decades, centuries, hours, years, whatever else you wanted to whatever else you wanted to do. So now thank you, Rob. I really appreciate it. This is very kind of you. Now what you see is that if you put let's not forget the Biden's awful austerity thing where he's like, we're gonna cut benefits to get people back to work. Okay, 3 days ago, the president, let's see, said that we need to. Let me share the screen. Let's see, how do I give me 1 second. I think I can put this here. this is going to be hopefully I won't be that long, but I will just explain. Do you see this? Let me see. Uh, let me see. What did he say? He'll say something like back to work. Okay, we want all our yeah, oh yeah, more than 3 million Americans are back to work since I'm sworn in, faster job growth, and he wants to incentivize other people. What did they do? Send me a link on what they did and I will rip them now. I don't have patience to rip them. They're too stupid for me. Okay. So who the bleep is Dylan Burns? I don't even know who he is. Okay. I don't want to know who these people are because they're stupid people. God. Okay. And so what you see is that they need people to get back to work in subpar wages. Thank you, Wayer Pilgrim. Yeah, I was up to and I got kind of mad at stupid people running cover for the squad when they don't understand the economics behind the moratorium. So, okay. So you guys understand there's the first part is that they literally cannot get people back to work. That's part 1. Part 2 is that minimum wage does not pay rent anywhere. So people are not going back to work because minimum wage doesn't cut it. Why would you work at a shitty job if minimum wage does not cut it? So, the idea of capitalism, well, let's look at what so the idea of capitalism is basically to get people back to work on slave wages. So now okay, oh my God. The Supreme Court case was brought by the Southern landlords and real estate companies. That's complete nonsense. And so now, obviously, Brett Kavanaugh is a corporation masquerading as a human being. That's what Ralph Nader called him, and I love that. He is literally a corporation masquerading as a human being. So the idea is basically if you are homeless and then they criminalize being homeless, they will have to put people back to work in one of 2 ways. Send them to prison, which would be forced labor, or the free market incentivizes you to the free market incentivizes you to uh, um the free market incentivizes you to uh basically go back to work. And let's see whose idea it is. And so yeah, it's ultimately just that the free market they just need a labor pool, and capital needs this. So Biden will not extend the moratorium. It does not matter. The moratorium is not going to be extended because the plan is to have good morning, Neil. The plan is to actually have an more vulnerable population so that you can have you can have where you can have actually yeah, they just want a more vulnerable population that that will actually found it. Okay. Um okay. So now oh my god. Okay, this actually okay, I found what I was looking for. Give me 1 second, I'll show you. So give me 1 second, just sorry. I'm looking for this one article. I should have been better prepared, but um so in let's see. Oh, I know where I can find it. Sorry. Give me one quick second. I'm sorry. I think I found it. Perfect. I found it. Um okay, so now this is what we call let's see. Did I find it? Yes, I did. Okay. So do you see this? Okay. 1923. Mussolini forbids tenants meetings because if they had it has been called to protest against wartime housing laws actually stopped evictions. But then Mussolini was like, oh, these laws were enacted at the housing difficulties and it prevented landlords from raising rents or evicting tenants for any reason. Can you see this? Or do I need to make it bigger? Thank you. Okay, let me make it. Good morning, Patrick Dowling. Let me see how do I make this bigger? Let's see. I can't. Damn it. No, I did. Okay. You see this right here. These laws were and while taxes were raised to such figures that the landlord was no longer the real owner his of his property, but merely administered it at a small profit for the good of the community. Mussolini realized that one of the results of by the way, New York Times loved Mussolini. They literally called him a new hope. I'm working on this like compilation. I kid you not. They're like, is Mussolini a new actually? Let me see. I'll get it out in a second. The New York Times loved Mussolini. Like he was like Luke fucking Skywalker. Um, he therefore determined that housing laws braving unpopularity with this measure was bound to bring him aiming the millions of whatever, blah blah blah. But so he did this, and guess what happened? A few months later, housing, let's see, increased a lot, and some Italians were forced to live in caves. And then guess what Mussolini did right after that? Um, what Mussolini did right after that was basically he outlawed collective bargaining and had basically he outlawed collective bargaining and got these Italian workers a little bit more productive, but not too much more. But so what you realize is that this is the early oh my god, okay, by the way, anytime somebody ever oh, okay, this is funny. Okay, 1927, let me send you this. Okay, let me share this. I'm so sorry. Okay, where does he go? Okay, let's found it. Okay. Yeah, New York Times loved Mussolini. They're like, oh, he's a new. There's this one article, or I swear to God, they want to screw Mussolini. Okay, so now what you'll see. Okay, this guy is a fucking bastard. Churchill, improving the condition of the wage earner. Anyways, like I said, it's the same exact tactic. If you make people scared of being homeless, except one thing is that minimum wage under Mussolini actually paid for rent. So that is the main difference. The coercion in the state won't work until they raise the minimum wage, because minimum wage does not pay rent. It won't stop you from being homeless. So this is where they're literally not connecting the dots. So they're going to put a lot of people to be homeless, and it's not going to increase their surplus, the desperation that will cause people to become minimum wage workers. So they've literally overdone this, and they don't understand that they cannot use the state's coercion arm. They need to manufacture consent a little bit by, I don't know, bringing down rents, I don't know, raising minimum wage. And then like they could like print money and give the land, like businesses money to give whatever. But that's the economic reason. So that is why by the way, it doesn't matter if it's a conspiracy or if it's like all stupidity or whatever. It really does not matter. It's only the effects. That is why, even though they've known about the fact that the moratorium goes on for months, and there's also this thing called the Bloody Fifth Amendment with the takings clause, where you can literally take any property you want to take. There's nothing that stops them. It's called the Fifth. Google the takings clause. They can literally take anything they want. So you really, like, if there was a president, if there was somebody different, like we had a different system, I mean, it would be like this to stop the homelessness, but that's not their aim. So now, the squad is really stupid. Just remember that they're not smart. They're really, really, really stupid. So what you have to remember is that they think that they're like these magical performances will magic something into existence. So, I mean, it's not their fault, but the problem is that there are a lot of people who are even more stupid than them who believe that, I don't know, hanging out inside of the Capitol is going to make all these economic incentives disappear and you can just magic something. No, it won't happen that way. So that is the catch 22. I don't. The squad's really really stupid. So I don't know what else to say except them being extremely stupid. Um, so what we have is an economic reason, not a carelessness reason, not a practical reason, or whatever. So when does the US government ever not side with the bourgeoisie when there's an economic reason? It always does. So literally the only way to stop evictions is by having like doing the 1920s method by having thousands of people stand in front of the door and stop it. Like otherwise it's not going to happen, but we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the connections to people. Like there's like no way to even know about the evictions, and there's like no system. Like there's lots of things that just won't happen. So yeah, this is going to be sad and it'll be horrible, and there'll be a lot of homeless people, a lot of people being forced into labor, a lot of people being imprisoned, a lot of really people dying. It's going to be horrible. So, but to give people the impression that whatever is going on will magic things into existence is the most irresponsible thing that very progressive idiots are doing, and don't let them do that. So always connect the dots. Don't have a memory of a gnat. I hate it when everyone here decides to have a memory of a gnat and forgets what happened last week. So remember, they've been talking about labor shortages. These things in the press don't just are there because the journalists hang out with these ghouls, and then these ghouls like are talking about it, and suddenly the journalist thinks, "Hey, that's a great story. Let me just run with it." And I'm a CNBC ghoul. So it means that these ghouls are worried, and basically this is the economic reason for the moratorium, and that's why. But the reason why Trump had to put the moratorium in was because literally it was COVID and they couldn't do anything else. So yeah, and a lot of people, and I guess with the Delta variant, a lot of people are going to die, and yeah, there's nothing we can do. I mean, there is, but there is something that is within the realm of human possibility to do, but it is unlikely that there will be enough coordination, communication, and comprehension. Who cares? Who cares? Like, don't worry about that. That's like utter nonsense. It puts Biden in the camp of somebody who listens to the bourgeoisie just like Trump. Ah, okay. Well, okay. Well, check out your local city court rules or whatever if you can. I really don't know if there's. I mean, it can't be ad hoc. There needs to be a system. There needs to be many people. Thank you. I have a really good creepy memory, and that's why I can like remember really weird things. Like I remember like like there was a lady who once signed a petition in October, and then it was in New York City, and then I saw her on election day, and she wanted to sign the petition again, and I was like, "No, you signed it in October." And I should not have remembered this random lady who signed a petition, but I did. So, yeah. Well, okay, local talent groups are useless, for the most part, because if they were useful, they would have done this. So, you need to, I guess, um know, I don't know. Yeah, in the 1920s or 30s, they literally formed physical barriers that stopped people from actually evicting other people. But I don't know what else that can be done, and they're not scared enough to do more. So it is hard to watch it. It's a lot of us are helpless. There's going to be a lot of death, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering amongst the most vulnerable. There's nothing we can do. Um, and with that, I will sign off. But yeah, if you're not thinking about the economic reasons and you're just looking at what at their stupid shows, you're not going to get it, because we all know who pulls the strings in this country. Capital always wins. Capital always gets what they want, because this is why the country has been designed, even according to James Madison, who said that the purpose of the government is to protect those with property from those without. So you have to always remember that. And yeah, so just nope, because they think that that's going to get them people back to work if they are scared of homelessness. But yeah, they don't understand that if your minimum wage is not going to pay rent, why would you be scared of homelessness? Like, what the bleep? That's really stupid. So yeah, nothing's coming, and there is going to be no relief, in my opinion. And I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not. I just can see why they're doing it, because I've connected the dots. Exactly. Um. So yeah, always look at the economic reason and the real economic reason. Look at the data. Don't be scared of numbers. Look at statistics. Look at data. Look at the hardcore data. And usually it'll tell you, the US labor, whatever nonsense, they always put out it every month, and just kind of observe it, and you'll see. And don't listen to, as I said, don't listen to anyone who has not overthrown the czar. And that includes every idiot on YouTube. It includes me too, but yeah, literally, I know I sound like a fangirl. I don't care. Okay. At least I'm a fangirl of somebody who has overthrown the czar, and not like an AOC fangirl. So, so I will still once again put this. I need somebody to meme this about, like, don't make me tap this sign. Uh, um, yeah, don't make me. So do not listen to anyone who has not, let's see, don't make me tap this sign. Ah, found it. Okay. Um and it's kind of funny, because yesterday this guy was like, Lenin's never wrong. And I'm like, yeah, he literally is never wrong, because he is not. He just is not. Like, find me one instance. Yeah. Literally, okay, so do not listen to anyone who is like, do not listen to AOC, do not listen to Sam Cedar, do not listen to Jimmy Dore, do not listen to anyone who is not this. So do not ever, 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 like, yeah, anyone who says bad strategy, ask them what they've done. If they have not overthrown the czar, tell them to shut the fuck up. Yeah, it stings, it hurts, and what I know, but I don't know what to say. It sucks. it they're evil. That's why I'm always so angry at every that's why I'm so angry all the time, and I want to yell at everyone. And yeah, and then when you hear what they do in like Iraq and Somalia, you're just like, they did this in Iraq. Like, oh my god, it was so disgusting. Like they just bombed everyone's houses and made thousands millions homeless. And yeah, of course you need to be angry. And I get, yeah, but I don't. And of course, hopefully one of you guys can figure out what to do, because I don't see what, I personally right now can't see what there's to be done. And everyone's like going to be like, don't be so negative. And I hate, like, so all these people are so stupid. I'm sorry, but they just don't understand. They won't even look at, they're scared of numbers. um yeah, Israel will always do that. Like, they're scared of numbers, and so they're not trying to think economically. Oh yeah, we're having an article that's coming out today about that, or tomorrow. Just wait. So yeah. Yeah, everything has an economic reason. You just kind of have to understand it, but don't listen to stupid economists, like, who don't, like, I don't know. Everyone in any economics department in the world needs to be like banned. You should not listen to them, ignore it, toss it out. And then if you look at the data yourself, it's just common sense. Okay, if you look at the data and remember who profits, like, it's just common sense. And yeah, so you can't be scared of numbers. You need to learn how to do numbers. You need to learn how to do math. You have to be good at math. You have to learn how to do calculus. But once you are not scared of numbers, it's like obvious. Anyways, with that, I will leave. Sorry, I am such a doomer. Um, what do I think about rent? I don't know. What am I supposed? Huh? What am I supposed to think about rental properties? I don't understand the question. Whatever. So yeah. Sorry. I wish I could have better news. Good morning, Leslie. No, it's not a big deal. I just explained the quick thing about how Biden is doing this on purpose because they can't get people back to work and they need a surplus labor pool. And I connected a few things that Biden said. And then you guys look at the labor statistics from the US Labor whatever bureau or whatever, and it'll just pop right up. And wait for our article. It was just a sneak peek. So it's not a big deal. With this, I will sign off. I don't understand. Well, don't suggest a strategy because you probably don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't understand. Yes, renters will get evicted. Even homeowners will get evicted if they cannot pay their mortgage. Hello. Okay, and now I leave. Goodbye.